Oh, I love this game.
Back here! Down here! No! Stop getting your butt kicked!
Kyle, you've got to come out of your room at some point. I mean, you've been in here for about 2 months.
If I do that, it's a sneak attack there. Hit them, see how we're coming.
Right. Look, I've got an idea. It's been ages since we did a real-time episode. It's 2015, man. We haven't even done our awards episode yet. So what do you say? We get back together like the old times?
Or you could just play with me.
Alright then.
Oh, love that move.
Best 2 out of 3, Rob. Can we start filming now, please?
What? We've only played one.
Yeah, but you kicked my ass, man.
Oh, but I made you.
You made me?
Yeah, look.
Yeah, okay. Can we just film, please? Feels good to put this music in post-production again.
Yeah, feels good to ruin your games of Smash Bros for this music, but yeah, you know, it's a bit nostalgic. I can enjoy this.
Hello, everyone.
And welcome to
the Reeltime Awards.
Somewhere around here we'll have some fancy writing. Woo.
Yeah, like every video we've done over the past year, we need to start off by apologising for the lack of videos.
We're busy, we're employed and stuff, so
yeah,
we don't see each other as much, so yeah, we are naturally busy, but New Year's resolution, we're going to try and make this work, right, Rob?
Yeah,
every 2 weeks or so we'll try and film an episode and get it up when our busy schedules can allow us.
Sure thing, and since obviously we haven't done a lot of analytical episodes, we thought it was only right to continue our tradition of the Reeltime Awards.
But unlike last year, this year we're going to be a bit snappier, quicker, so it won't be a 2-parter or a 40-minute watch.
Yeah, that was long. Let's go to the first category.
Do this!
First category is Best Comedy. Comedy.
Right, so what comedies were there this year for nominations?
There weren't actually a lot that we saw that stand out, but the 2 nominations are 22 Jump Street and The In-Betweeners 2. And the winner is...
by a landslide, 22 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street, definitely.
It's the only film that's actually made my sides hurt from laughing in this past year.
Yeah, and it was pretty much a perfect sequel to the first film, even though it is pretty much the same film.
But they take the mick out of it, so it's alright. And we have a 22 Jump Street review, don't we? So
oh yeah, we do actually, don't we?
It's up here if you are interested. We kind of mess around a bit and apologise for the video being late.
Yeah.
But anyway, next category.
Next category.
What was read it?
What was the next category? Where's my number 2? Ah, there it is. It's over there.
It's the one that says number 2.
Yeah.
Best animated film.
Animated film.
Now, me and Rob here are big animation fans, and our nominations are Big Hero 6,
The Book of Life,
The Lego Movie,
and How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Right. Now,
this is a bit of a tricky one, this, because...
we would like to add that yesterday I saw Big Hero 6. Rob has yet to see it.
Through no fault of my own.
It's coming out in the UK this year.
Yeah.
Whilst in America it came out last year, so we're technically counting it.
Yeah.
But me and Rob have decided the winner is Lego Movie.
Yeah, I was about to say it at the same time, but I thought I didn't know whether you were going to say Big Hero 6.
Alright, you can say 2 in a row next time, okay? But yeah, Lego Movie, great fun, absolutely beautiful.
And I could just watch it over and over and over again, and it never gets old.
You don't really you can't hate this film.
No.
If you hate it, you've got no soul.
And it's from the same writers of 22 Jump Street, so all the ingredients are there.
Makes sense. Anyway, so number 3.
Number 3, this is a category we very much love on this show. It is the worst film of the year. Now, there weren't as many stinkers like last year, I mean, there was After Earth, which did take a lot of beating.
Oh man, yeah, we haven't watched as many films this year as well, so we haven't been able to rip into as much.
Yeah, but clearly this film was a clear winner.
Okay, so there's not really nominations. There were a few we thought, but we're just going to say it.
Transformers: Age of Extinction. This was a poo pile of a film.
It promised me Dinobots, and I got 20 minutes of emotionless Dinobots out of a nearly 3 hour film.
Yeah. So, well done, Michael Bay. You do it again.
I love how this film also has a cliffhanger, so we'll be trashing talking you in a year or two.
Yay.
Well done, Rob. So, guys, yeah, just so you know, the next 10 minutes of this episode has been recorded, but then this happened. Who are we to blame? Right, so we're going to try and get this on with as much energy as we can do.
Right, moving swiftly on to the Worst Actor of the Year award. Now, although there have been movies on this list that we haven't enjoyed, it doesn't necessarily mean that the acting has been bad in them.
But this actor has stood out to the both of us for his appalling sense of acting and how he should stick to his original job.
Seth MacFarlane for A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Now, we both like Seth MacFarlane. He's got a good sense of humour, and he does do some pretty good voices for, like, in shows like Family Guy and American Dad,
etc., etc.
But
yeah, it doesn't
he can't
really
act.
work with no.
Especially as a main character who goes through a love story, you know, who gets dumped, then fights for his love, and then ends up getting threatened by a mercenary. It just doesn't do it.
It just doesn't
act
work.
This kind of role. Even if it is a comedy, that's his style. He just doesn't know how to act.
Yeah.
It's really bland and wet.
Yeah, Worst Actor of the Year goes to Seth MacFarlane.
Alright.
Moving on now.
Number 5.
Best UK film. Land of Hope and Glory.
God save the Queen.
Right, as you can tell, this is for Best British Film. So, nomination number 1 is The Imitation Game.
Number 2 is Paddington.
And number 3 is The Inbetweeners 2.
Okay, right, and so all 3 of these films
were good.
Yeah, they were good, but obviously there's some that are better than others.
Yeah. So
and our top UK film has to go to
The Imitation Game.
Whoa!
Woo!
We imitated each other there. Yeah.
This film was amazing.
It was very, very good. Imitation Game. It had a lot of drama, but Benedict Cumberbatch and Keira Knightley, they made a brilliant film, and it was based on a real story
that needed to be told.
And now all those Americans are like, we saved you in World War II. Watch this film,
didn't.
and you'll see what we did.
Yeah.
True story, and it's actually it's quite heart-wrenching to know how this story happened, really.
Definitely. So yeah, Imitation Game wins. Next category. It's a return of a real-time original award.
It is time for the Meh Award. So this is a film that's not amazing to us, but it wasn't like terrible either. It kind of just sits in that middle area where we just forget about it.
It's kind of like Planes 2. It wasn't dreadful, but it wasn't great either. But yeah, this film screamed meh for me.
Pretty much, yeah. And
the Reeltime Award for the
Meh Award goes to Christopher Nolan's
Interstellar.
Woo. Right. Admittedly, we do remember this film because it's a Christopher Nolan movie, and Christopher Nolan movies are hyped as hell nowadays.
Yeah.
But this film was a slog.
It
really was. The first hour was a real slog. It did have its interesting parts, and it did look beautiful.
Yeah, and the acting was very good.
But overall,
And now we come to the biggest surprise award. Now this is for films that... there's a great big tear going through.
I kind of got teary.
Oh yeah, with there are those films where you see the trailer and you think it's either going to be terrible or it's not going to be your cup of tea, but then when you see it, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it just surprises you. Maybe because you had low expectations, or I don't know, but it just surprised. And this is a film that surprised both me and Rob. And right, this film is Paddington. So,
When I saw the trailer, I thought it was going to be terrible. The only redeeming factor I saw in the trailer was the CGI looked really good. But
it was one of those films that it looked like it was going to be good fun for kids. But
Yeah.
it was going to be like, I would just yawn over it. And admittedly, I haven't watched any of the original Paddington series.
Me neither.
So I don't know if the humour's the same.
Yeah.
But this film...
it's brilliant.
It really surprised us. It was a good laugh. It was quirky as hell in
All
the
the
best kind
characters
of way.
were brilliant.
Like, yeah, heroes, villain,
Hugh
or the
Bonneville.
side characters, they were all really good. And the scripting was brilliant.
And it's really quirky British sense of humour, which I particularly liked.
But yeah,
So,
so well done, Paddington.
And now to bring the tone down, the biggest disappointment.
And, right, me and Rob kind of both agree why this is the biggest disappointment, but we
But it
have
was
different
more-
aspects on it,
Yeah,
don't we?
yeah. So I'll let you take this one.
Alright, and this film really disappointed me. The biggest disappointment of the year is The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1.
Now we'll explain why this is different, because you've read the book, I've read the first two, so I went to the film completely blind.
And if you've watched our Hunger Games review of Catching Fire here, you will see that me and Rob really liked Catching Fire. I was extremely hyped, and Catching Fire didn't disappoint me. But the thing with Mockingjay Part 1 was, it was one of those books that didn't need to be split into two. The story was compact enough to be one full-length story. Like, the events of Mockingjay Part 1, I honestly think they could have cut down to an hour.
Really?
Honestly,
Wow.
they could have done it in an hour. But it was just so slow. It was really, really slow. I know, honestly, the first part of Mockingjay is not as good as the second part, but they could have made it more interesting, but it just felt like it really dragged on. I just disliked it. It had its moments. I did enjoy parts of it, but honestly, I walked out of that film with a frown on my face. I was really disappointed.
Whereas me, I went to the film completely blind, and it's nowhere near as good as Catching Fire, but I still really enjoyed it. I still found it really tense, and that scene where Katniss sings that song over the montage of the actual revolution happening, that was probably the moment of the film.
That was,
But yeah,
I admit, that was a good part.
I can see why people are disappointed, but I found it perfectly
I
okay.
think part 2 is going to be a lot better. It's
Yeah.
got the best parts to focus on, so here's hoping on part 2.
Right, what comes next? Oh, we're getting into home straight again. We now come to the Best Actor of the Year award in a leading role. Now, there have been many good, strong male performances. Martin Freeman in The Hobbit, Richard Armitage as well in The Hobbit. Who else? Oh,
More Hobbit characters?
Matthew how do you pronounce his name? McConaughey. Let's go on. In Interstellar, even though it kind of sucked, he
not a Hobbit film.
was very good in it. Also, all 13.
But,
dwarves
okay,
from
but
it.
our nominations, the best actor is Benedict Cumberbatch has won.
For The Imitation Game.
Imitation
Because
Game,
he's
of
been
course.
a lot this year.
Of course, this is what happens when you go for a second recording. Your turn.
And Jake Gyllenhaal for his portrayal in Knight Rider. Two very weird characters.
Yeah, they're
it has
very
to be
off the
said.
bat characters, and that's probably why they play them so well, because both these actors make these characters extremely believable.
Yeah.
And like, for example, Benedict Cumberbatch, I honestly thought he was, a guy that had social problems. Whilst
Whereas
Jake's
Jake-
character, he was an
crazy.
arsehole. Yeah,
He's
he was a
just
crazy
bonkers.
arsehole, and I believe he was a crazy arsehole. But
So-
both great films as
Yeah.
well.
So the Reeltime Award for Best Actor of the Year goes to Benedict Cumberbatch.
Honestly, he plays this character so amazingly well. It was a close call between these two actors.
And for me, it was so good for me this whole year to see Benedict Cumberbatch going beyond Sherlock, which he's known for the most, because he is so much bigger than that
in
role.
so much now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't wait to see him play Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I think it's in 2 years, that film.
Oh, did you know they're planning a spin-off film of Smaug?
No, they're not.
Well, I'm planning it.
No, they're not.
I'd love
What?
to do
How
that.
Smaug steals the mountain. He was once a lonely dragon. We're going off topic.
Could you,
Next category.
could you imagine a sitcom of Smaug just at home? That'd be
Next
brilliant.
category.
Moving swiftly on to the Best Actress of the Year award. Best Actor with boobs.
Okay, and get the feminist on you, Rob. But anyway, we're just going to say this one actress.
Yeah, because we originally had two, but it turns out she was actually in a film from 2013.
So one of them doesn't count, but we're not going to name and shame because we're quite embarrassed about that.
Yeah.
But-
and filming the whole episode without a microphone turned on isn't embarrassing enough.
Let's just call this the real-time embarrassments.
Yeah,
So anyway, our best actress has to be, Rosamund Pike. and for her role in Gone Girl.
Which I haven't seen.
Rob hasn't seen it, but he's going to take my word for this.
Yeah, I'll take
that. Gone Girl was really, really tense, and Rosamund plays her character really, really well, and she's plays the wife that goes missing. But the way she does her character and does certain parts of the film, I'm trying not to go into spoiler territory here, it's really believable, and it's going... Let's just put it this way, I don't trust women much now, and her character is one of the reasons. But anyway, next part.
Oh, we're moving on now?
Yeah, moving on.
Right, what is the next category?
I
bet it's a pretty meaningless one.
12, best film.
Okay. We now come to the pinnacle of our second recording of the Reeltime Awards ceremony. It is the best film of the year.
Right, okay, and so, like last year, we're not going to have an overall favourite film for the channel.
Because it's all personal opinion.
Yeah, and we're kind of not that official, so we're just going to go on personal opinions anyway.
Yeah, so we compiled a list of the top 5 best films of the year, and then we're going to pick up personal favourites.
Okay, so here's the nominations. The Hobbit.
Battle of the Five Armies.
Battle of the Five Armies.
And second nomination is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Third one is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Fourth nomination is The Imitation Game.
And the fifth one is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Now,
so all of these films are brilliant.
We loved all these films. Whether you love or hate them, this is all personal preference, but we really enjoyed these films.
And definite DVD/Blu-ray purchases.
Yeah, exactly. Defo good popcorn films. But overall, I think my favourite I'm giving the K Award to is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hooked on a feeling.
This film was Avengers in space, and that's not a bad thing. It had a brilliant cast, it had great writing, it looked absolutely beautiful for a sci-fi film, and like, you know what, Interstellar, it matched you. But it was so good. It honestly surprised me. The characters were great.
Drax.
It showed you why DC is not as good film-wise. I'm not going to start a debate, but I believe DC is not as good film-wise over Marvel because they can just catch this superhero feeling perfectly.
Yeah, DC end their films really depressingly, and Marvel end theirs with a dancing baby tree dancing to the Jackson 5.
Exactly. But I'm just going to say, for all you the DC lovers out there, I really want there to be a really good DC film, and I've got high hopes for, for more films like the Batman vs Superman film. I'm going to hope one day they'll make a great one.
Superman's going to kick his ass. I don't understand how this is going to work. But
Kryptonite gloves, Rob. Kryptonite gloves.
Back to Guardians of the Galaxy. One thing I particularly liked about it was the fact that a lot of the aliens were prosthetics and makeup rather than doing them by CGI.
You wouldn't believe that one of the aliens was Karen Gillian, who was in Doctor Who and stuff
I couldn't believe how good she was. I hated her in Doctor Who. Can't stand her. She's terrible.
But anyway, your favourite film of the year, Rob?
This is going to be a big surprise to everyone.
I wonder what it is.
Oh dear. It's The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies.
Oh really? I thought it was Captain America.
Yeah, so basically the perfect end to this trilogy. It was as action-packed a film as you can imagine. The battle sequences were amazing. It was beautifully shot, it was brilliantly directed by Peter Jackson. It had its fair share of comedy to go with the drama, but when it came to the drama, it delivered on a huge level. Great performances all round. I think Richard Armitage deserves an Oscar nomination for his portrayal of Thorin. Only criticism I had of the film was not as much Smaug as I would have liked, but it doesn't matter because
kind of makes sense,
the start of the film was still brilliant. I just wish it was a bit longer, but aside from that,
good film.
Brilliant film, and it ended Peter Jackson's saga perfectly, and it sets up Lord of the Rings really well, so it's pretty much decided that if you're going to watch all 6 films, start with The Hobbit, then Lord of the Rings, because it'll flow brilliantly.
What is Peter Jackson going to do now, though?
Silmarillion, perhaps? Oh, that's another thing. I want to send a message out to all the Hobbit haters out there. All those people...
Just drop it, Rob.
No, I'm going to have a go at these people. All those people who said, that wasn't in the book, if you read Lord of the Rings, which I'm doing at the moment, you will find that it is in the book. Gandalf being... Shut up! Shut your face! The White Council. Gandalf being imprisoned in Dol Guldur, banishing Sauron out of Dol Guldur. Shut up! Gandalf being busted out of jail by the White Council and Sauron being banished to out of Dol Guldur. It all happens in the book.
Right, guys, it's time to end
Peter Jackson gives context to the story.
thank you for watching as always. If you like our content, you know, give us a like and comment below. And we're always happy to have another subscriber. We've reached 100 subscribers now.
Yay!
And thank you very much for everyone who has subscribed.
Yeah, it genuinely means a lot.
It gives us so much more motivation to, you know, keep recording, even though we keep apologising for delays. But thank you very much.
I mean, we haven't quite caught up to Smosh's subscriber number just
nearly
yet.
there,
Yeah, we haven't nearly there.
Not even 10% of them.
Yeah. So yeah, give us a comment. Let us know your thoughts, what your favourite films were, and if any of your favourite films haven't been mentioned, either we just didn't get around to seeing them, or we just didn't like them.
Yeah. Well, we'd like to hear your opinions anyway.
Yeah. So, what have we got to look forward in 2015 then?
Right. Well, how about we, I don't know, showcase some clips.
There are no strings on me.
Yeah, looks
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Jurassic World looks amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna. Hopefully, it's going to be a very good year.
Right.
So
what do we do now?
let's go play Smash Bros.
Yeah, let's do it. See you guys.
See you. Hopefully, we don't have to reshoot this.